So, which brings us to Allegro. Allegro macOS 8.5, I believe, is going to be the most important release of the macOS in the last many, many years, surpassing even OS 8. Surpassing even OS 8. First thing we'd like to do today, we're going to announce Macintosh OS 9, the next major release of the Macintosh operating system. We're announcing it today. It's got 50 new features in it. It is the best Internet OS ever. Ever. And there's 9 Internet power tools that I'd like to talk about. But we're not done yet. Because it's my pleasure today to announce Mac OS X. This is, I hope, also going to blow you away. But today, we're going to announce the first major upgrade to Mac OS X version 10.1, and it's come out spectacular. We've shown this, everybody we've shown it to has one word, first word out of their mouth, awesome. So, Mac OS X, 10.1, it's been an incredibly successful release. So what's next? This. This is Jaguar, the next release of Mac OS X. We're officially announcing it today, version 10.2. This is what it's going to look like. It's the most beautiful CD we've ever made. Pixar rendered the fur, by the way. But today, for all of us in this room, all the developers, Jaguar's over. Because today, we're going to preview Panther for you, the next major release of Mac OS X, version 10.3. Its name is Panther, and it's the 4th major release of Mac OS X, following Cheetah, Puma, and Jaguar. And Panther has been a phenomenal release to trigger all of this and to really drive us to complete the transition to OS X. But starting today, our focus is on something else. Our focus is on the next release of Mac OS X, which is called Tiger. Tiger is the 5th major release of OS X, following Cheetah, Puma, Jaguar, and Panther. So today, we're going to move beyond Tiger and give you a final look at Leopard before it ships in October. We are really excited about Leopard. We think with Tiger, we're already ahead of the competition, and we think Leopard is just going to set an even higher bar.
We love Leopard. We're really happy how it has turned out. We're proud of Leopard. And so when it became time to think about the next big cat, we decided to name it Snow Leopard, to build upon Leopard. And the challenge that we set for ourselves is to build a better Leopard. So what does that mean? 3 things. First, lots of refinements across the board. Second, powerful new technologies. And third, exchange support.
We've had 7 major releases of Mac OS X in the last decade. I don't think anyone can match that track record. And we've been improving it with every major release, and we're really happy with Snow Leopard. But we know how to take it even further. And so today, we are going to give you a preview of the 8th major version of Mac OS X, and we call it Lion. Mac OS X Lion.
And now, less than 1 year later, we're here to announce Mountain Lion. With Mountain Lion, our mission remains the same: to deliver the world's most advanced operating system for notebook and desktop computers, with an interface optimized for multi-touch trackpads and mice. Good morning. Let's talk about OS X. Our latest release, Mountain Lion, is the 9th of our big cat named releases in just over a decade. As we turn our attention now toward the 10th, we've hit a real issue. We do not want to be the first software in history to be delayed due to a dwindling supply of cats. Now, fortunately, we do have a creative group at Apple, and we can think out of the box. And so we thought maybe we could take this lion thing in a different direction. So I'm proud to present to you today OS X Sea Lion. What do you think? Okay, maybe not. That could be a bit of a dead end. So, in fact, we're really excited about the future of the Mac, and we want a set of names that are going to carry us for at least the next 10 years. And you know, the answer was really obvious to us. It's those places that inspire us here in California, in the place where OS X is designed and built. So for our first California-themed release, we went just outside our backyard, just off the coast, to a place with some of the biggest waves and most extreme surfing in all of North America, OS X Mavericks. You know, it was just a year ago here at WWDC when we narrowly averted a major OS X naming crisis. You may remember that we were able to deftly shift from names based on big cats to names based on beautiful places in California, starting, of course, with OS X Mavericks. Well, it's another year and time for another name. And so we collected our crack product marketing team, shoved them in their VW minibus, and set them out on the road. Now, they first ventured south, discovering OS X Oxnard. Now, this wasn't quite right, but undeterred, they headed east, landing at OS X Rancho Cucamonga. Still, we hadn't quite hit the mark, so they boldly ventured north, landing at OS X Weed. Now, strangely, this one had large pockets of support within the product marketing organization. But saner heads did prevail, and they set off on what then was a somewhat more circuitous path that took them ultimately to a place that embodies the beauty and power of OS X. We discovered OS X Yosemite. So for our next big release of OS X, we knew we wanted to build on those strengths of Yosemite with some really great refinements and advances. The only really real question, of course, was what to call it. So we had to once again turn to our crack Apple marketing team. Now, in typical California fashion, they started with a project kickoff meeting and then headed immediately into a team-building offsite. Now, of course, they're in their traditional Apple marketing Free Bottom Fridays attire. They say it's all part of their process. I'm not sure I get it. Ultimately, this didn't yield any names, so they called in a consultant. He told them the answer was to be found within. Not within themselves, but within Yosemite. And so the new name for OS X is OS X El Capitan. And of course, no presentation at WWDC about OS X would be complete without some kind of naming controversy. Now, I'm not talking about some allegedly baked members of our marketing team going on some kind of vision quest around California looking for a special name. I'm actually talking about the name OS X itself. You know, OS X has been with us as a name for over 15 years. and it served us so well. But as we look at it alongside its younger brethren, something sticks out. We realize that there's a name that would be so much clearer and so much more elegant. And so, we're making it so. The name of the world's most advanced desktop operating system is now macOS. Now, of course, each version of macOS does have a special name after a place that's especially important to us here in California. And this year's macOS is no different. But the choice this time was obvious. Our latest, newest OS X is macOS Sierra. Now, people are loving Sierra, and we love it too. So we wanted to spend this year perfecting it. But of course, the question is, what do we call it? So we enlisted, once again, our crack marketing team. They were giddy to hop in their minibus and this time venture east, deep into the Sierras, but this time ascending its highest peaks. And when they finally came back, they had a name they said felt really, really good, and it's my privilege to announce for you today, macOS High Sierra. Now, we talked to the guys and we said this might be misconstrued, but they assured us this name is fully baked. And 2013 was also the year that we first introduced our California naming theme. Now, after spending a year by the ocean, we not only modernized the look and feel of macOS, but we headed to the mountains with macOS Yosemite. Now, as you may be aware, our naming of Mac releases is handled by our crack marketing organization. And as you probably noticed, they went on a 4-year mountain-bound bender. In El Capitan, we added Metal, our groundbreaking graphics technology. In Sierra, we brought Siri to the Mac and extended our capabilities and continuity. And last year, with High Sierra, we focused on deep technology, preparing the Mac for future innovation. Well, this year, we've made some striking changes to macOS. And we've left the high country for a place entirely different but no less beautiful and here still in California. And I'd like to take you there now. Our next release of macOS is macOS Mojave.
The next release of macOS brings more exciting new features to the Mac. And to tell you all about it, I'd like to invite Craig back to the stage. Craig.
Well, great to be back with all of you again. So for our next major release of macOS, we're moving out of the desert into the beautiful waters off the California coast, a place for sailing, diving, and so much more. It's macOS Catalina. And this year, we're taking the macOS experience you love even further. But what should we call it? Well, if you're a student of macOS, you know this question can only be answered by Apple's legendary crack marketing team. Their drug-fueled minibus-driven vision quests have yielded some great names and sadly spawned a host of imitators. The truth is, we can't responsibly continue to inadvertently lead our competition to copy these methods when they clearly can't handle the trip. So this year, we're leaving our process shrouded in mystery and taking you straight to the glorious destination. Our next release of macOS is macOS Big Sur. And our next release is focused on helping you do even more. But what should we call it? Well, that brings us to the latest exploits of our crack marketing team. With their annual vision quest postponed, our merry band of nomadic namers wandered aimlessly through the California hills before donning their technicolored wetsuits and immersing themselves in the inspiration of the beautiful rich waters of Monterey. macOS Monterey gives you the power to accomplish more than ever and helps you work fluidly across all of your devices. This year, we focused on making the core things you do with macOS even better, delivering new ways to be productive and take advantage of the capability of your other devices with continuity. So what should we call it? Well, that brings us to the latest exploits of Apple's crack product marketing team. They've been absolutely riding high since their naming coup on M1 and M2. And needless to say, they were exhausted. But after their requisite 3-month rejuvenation retreat in Monterey, with their chakras now in complete alignment, the team once again piled into their macOS naming microbus and wove their way down Highway 1. Chasing the vibrant display of colorful California wildflowers, they finally came to rest where stunning surf meets lush alluvial plains in beautiful Ventura. For our next release, we focused on helping you get even more done. Now, when it came to naming this release, we turned once again to Apple's legendary crack product marketing team. The instructions were simple and explicit. Travel far and wide, leave no stone unturned. Well, as far as we can reconstruct, that search consisted of piling in their microbus, punching in the words "awesome vineyard" into maps, and beelining straight to one of the most famous wine regions in the world. A place celebrated by the team, perhaps a bit too much, and beloved by millions. Introducing macOS Sonoma, a big new release that will make your Mac more delightful and even more productive. And we're so excited to take macOS to new heights and embark on the next chapter of our journey of productivity and creativity. But what should we call it? Well, that brings us once again to the annual escapades of our legendary crack marketing team. Distracted briefly from their marathon hacky sack session, they stumbled into their minibus and wove a trail toward the Sierras, eventually rolling to a stop in a beautiful national park. Staring skyward up the towering trunks surrounding them, they felt a deep kinship with anything that could get that high. They knew they'd found their spot. Welcome to macOS Sequoia. This year, we're building on what you love most about macOS with a release made for all of its different users. But what should we call it? Well, our crack product marketing team was adamant that they'd fully earned their annual paycheck the moment they noticed that years end in 2-digit numbers. But macOS demands more. Fortunately, after carving some bodacious tracks during one of their mandatory weekly ski strategy sessions, they bumbled into their legendary microbus and let gravity guide them to a breathtaking spot where crystal clear waters meet majestic mountain peaks. They'd found it. Let me introduce you to macOS Tahoe. macOS Tahoe is all about giving you beautiful and powerful tools for the unique ways you use Mac. Speaking of macOS, for those of you that are WWDC regulars, you of course know that this is the moment where I relay the latest exploits of Apple's crack marketing team, and their, shall we say, unconventional methods for naming macOS releases. In this case, I'm afraid the story is incomplete. Last I saw them, they just spilled out of their recently installed Apple Park experiential ideation yurt and piled into their microbus. I tried to catch them, but they just handed me this note out the window before motoring northward. So here's all I've got. Dude, our chakra alignment has set our compass toward the summer of love, but like further. Our corporeal forms know no earthly tether. We shall float on a span of gold over infinite seas, flying so high, marketing is such a great job. Okay, well, I'm afraid they haven't returned, and I'm lacking the sensory amplifiers to crack this code. So I guess the great era of macOS names must come
It's
to an
Golden
end.
Gate, man!
Oh, thank goodness. Perfect. Our next version of macOS is macOS Golden Gate.